Hey everybody. So last we left, I had an operation for auctioning materials, so I'd set it up to be 24 hours, but my post cap was set to 10. That's not really a realistic number, especially if you've got, let's say you have 1,000 of these items. It's going to take, 100 days to, ideally sell all 10, all 1,000 of those items, but what happens if those items sell, 3,000 a day? Maybe you want to post quite a bit more than that. So what this does is it sets the post cap to the minimum of the DB region sold per day, or probably what's going to happen in most cases, it's going to put in my 1/4 of what I have in inventory, and that's inventory everywhere that TSM knows about. So if I've got uh, 20 on one character and 20 on another character, it's going to end up posting 10, because that would be 40 divided by 4. Or in just as a default, if all these numbers are pretty big, then or all these two numbers are big, then it'll post 400. So that just kind of gives a little bit more, uh, post more than what you normally post by just posting 10. So anyway, the other thing I changed was in settings tooltips. I like to see more of a detailed crafting cost on items. So for like true gold, sorry, not true gold. So for like my sanctified alloy, I like to see a little bit more of the individual components that create that item. So I like to see that. Oh, okay. Well, profane tinderbox is the most, um, has the most cost associated with that crafting cost. So if I can find profane tinderboxes for much cheaper than, maybe 50 gold each, then I can really reduce the cost of my crafting costs there. So the other thing is, so I was looking at groups, and so I had my materials here, and if you go to the TSM website, TradeSkillMaster, retail groups, I found a group that, hey, this contains all the materials for vanilla, TBC, blah, 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 blah. So you can click this add to add-on. The only issue here is you have to be signed in order to get this import group. And I noticed that the mistake I made when I imported it, because it's been a while since I imported a group, is that it says move these items to move these already grouped items to this new group, which I probably should have unchecked that, so that it would create the new group, but the ones I'd already grouped up wouldn't be there. And the same thing is maybe like replace two existing operations. Yeah, well, that's because they have the same name that I've already got it, since I've already imported it. And then you can include operations or not include operations. So if you go in and import stuff, and there's lots of stuff out there on that website. So if go back here, there's let's see, yeah. So a lot of popular creator groups, a lot of Xmog. I might go through and grab a lot of these just to pre-fill in a lot of the stuff. So anyway, back to here. I don't need to do this now, but basically it will create these all these things for you. So for me, what I want to do is I want to take all these and just drag them over to my group there. And rare materials, not really caring to differentiate, but that might be something to consider. And war within, let's just move all these over to there. And then, so those should all be there. You know, these missives are crafted items, so I'm going to have to, you know, a lot of people consider materials, you know, materials even though they're crafted items. So I personally consider anything that's crafted is a crafted item. So this should have nothing in it though. But let's take a look at this person's auctioning operation. So he or she has post cap of 50,000. Well, that's a lot, you know. And, you know, this is not a bad operation to work with. So minimum of DB market or DB region market average. So, you know, not a bad operation. Very comparable to mine, but I don't need it. I personally like mine because, you know, I'm throwing if I throw a crafted item in mine, I want to kind of flag it as a little bit that it doesn't belong in the materials group. And that's just me. And I'll create another crafting operation that does something the opposite, that if it doesn't have a crafting cost, then it's going to spit out a huge number. So, and it's been a while since I created that, so I might wait till next time to create that. So anyway, back to groups. I don't need this one anymore, so I'm just going to delete it. And I have my materials group. So now this second thing I want to do is I want to get back into my crafted items of posting those. So I've got the materials I'm posting, but now what I want to do is I want to create my blacksmithing. And actually, let's create another group here. We'll call it professions. Let's do 1.0 professions. And again, it's been a while since I've done this, so but you open your crafting window on the crafter that, for in this case it's blacksmithing. So I want to create profession groups. So let's see what it does. It should, if it doesn't give me an error. Okay, there, blacksmithing. So I'm going to pull that under here. And so with the crafting group, so this is the fast way to get started on crafting. So it'll have items. God, this is going to be huge. And then it will have materials. So, and in this case, you know, I may want to move some of these or all of these over to my materials group, but this should not pull any that are already in my materials groups up here. So these are all the ones that weren't included in that group, and a lot of these are, yeah, BOP, potions, yeah, a lot of that. So a lot of just bind on pickup stuff that you can't auction anyway. So, and then from here I can start working on operations. So first maybe I want a crafting operation, and I think I'll come up with a different video for covering the creating crafting operations and stuff like that. So anyway, that concludes this video, and I will talk to y'all later. If there's something y'all are interested in seeing before I go on with the rest of this, then please let me know. Y'all take care.